Jan, can you hear me okay? Have I got good volume? Test. Right, so we're just waiting for one more guy to join them. We're going to do one more practice start, but after that... so after that, we are going to jump straight into the race. So, whilst we're waiting, just to let you know, we are racing in Lago Maggiore today. It's an amazing, absolutely amazing clockwise circuit here. It's one of the fictional tracks that GTS has. It kind of has every corner that every racer wanted in their entire life put into one track. And it can be seen as a giant mess, but it also can be seen as a very technical, a very fun track, very fast track as well, and lots of overtaking opportunities around here too, especially into that really tight hairpin. So we're just starting the practice start now. Thanks Jan, thanks Havoc and Platypus for joining. Hopefully I can put on a good show. This is just the practice start, I will reiterate one more time. And whilst this practice starts going ahead, I will quickly just go over the driver lineup that's racing in this first race today. So this is our fastest drivers from each team. We've got 7 teams racing in the first stint around Lago Maggiore. 22 laps here today. Now, in the first race, we've got Ash, Wilson, Fifi, Bounty, Maximus, Bagpuss, Mary, Vilsec, Castle, Iceman Kimmy, Lika, Bruma and Shane, all starting in that order, and it looks like everyone pulled away cleanly as well, which is absolutely great. The next race, which will start in exactly an hour's time, in grid order will be Phil, Grim, Bogrovsky, nice to see him racing again, BJ Robbo, Markov, YBN Steven, King Reaper, Platypus, Havoc, Jan, Astro, Tom and Martin. Jan, I'm still surprised you're in the second race, but I imagine next season you'll probably start off in the top because you are one of our fastest drivers. Race will be starting now, guys. So let me switch to spectator mode now. And we'll just get the race prep ready. I'll also just quickly tell you the current championship standings too. Shane is still leading on 155 points to his teammate Bruma, who has caught him up a fair bit with 134 points. In third place is Lika, 90 points, who's currently got a hangover and is recovering from yesterday's antics. Let's see how he gets on. And we've got Iceman Kimmy in 4th with 85 and Castle in 5th, joint 5th with Atomic, both on 74 points. I'll leave that there for now because the race is about to begin. Thanks Robbo for joining as well. Thanks Pitch Black. Pitch Black from Rich Energy Golden Arrows here, getting some sponsorship there, nice. And we've also got Liv here as well. Liv, would be great to see you in GTS. We know you how fast you are in D1, in F1. You are the people's champion. It would be great to see you in this game as well as Dirt, because you're pretty fast around Dirt as well. Let's not forget that too. So guys, I believe we're just setting up the grid, then we are going to start. Let's see where everyone is. So, it'd be nice to get some predictions from you guys. Is this going to be another default 1-2? Is this track going to be carnage? Is there going to be lots of crashes everywhere? Who do you think is going to take P3 if it's going to be a default 1 and 2? And who do you think the underdog's going to be in this race? Would love to know. Yeah, don't worry, Liv. Liv said maybe in the future he will join. Well, if you win the MVP award, you may even be able to get like a PSN voucher or something where you can buy the game. That would be great. And we've got Atomic P1, Atomic P2. He's trying to... Atomic, you're not allowed to comment if you're not racing, naughty boy. But I understand you do have exams and finals and presentations coming up, so good luck with that, my friend, and hope to see you next season for both F1 and GTS. No excuses this time. OFR is love, OFR is life. Here we are, guys, round 8 for OFR at Lago Maggiore. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If not, who cares? We've got another Rodden Pollock starting in first place of Ash Wilson. Nice to see that livery up there again. We've got Fifi, Bounty, Max, Bagpuss, Mary, Vilsek, Castle, Iceman, Lika, Bruma, and Shane starting in last place. Here we go, guys. It's about to begin. I'll ride on board with Fifi just to see how the start goes. Let's jump to the onboard of Fifi. If I can get a better view, that'll be great. This will do for now. And we need to get some of that telemetry up as well. So, lights out, and that's it. We're away. Fifi actually got a pretty good start again. He always gets fantastic starts in this race. Look at him pulling away with his teammate Super Bounty behind him. Mary's getting squeezed onto the grass slightly. Let's just jump down and see if there's any contact into the first corner. There's a few people pushing their elbows out, trying to get past each other. People going 3 wide as they go through turn 2 here, but it is still nice and clean. Now, I haven't got a track map for this, so I've made my own. So if I do get any of the corner numbers wrong, apologies, but they are now making their way through turn 3 up to turn 4 at this right-hander, which is slightly off camber, and it's really hard to get the turn in on that corner right. Now they're going down the second straight here, all the way down to this double right-hander, which is 5 and 6. You can see them coming up to it now. Maximus is making a move on Vilsek. Is he going to do it? No, Vilsek broke a little bit later, and he claimed that racing line as well, but Max is now currently side by side with Castle racing, and Castle's got a little bit of oversteer. I'm not sure if he came into contact with Max there, but he has dropped down a fair few positions. Fifi, meanwhile, is out ahead by 6/10. Oh, it's Bounty. Bounty's managed to jump Fifi, sorry, in that BWT Racing Point Force India GTR something team, and Fifi's dropped down to 8/10, and he's now got Vilsek in 3rd place behind him, just 2/10, coming up to this really nice on camber hairpin right-hander at turn 12. Let's see them do it. It's absolutely fantastic to race. I'm sure it's even better to watch. They turn in. You can see how much under and oversteer they're getting. They're losing the rear, but Fifi comes out ahead. Good job there, Fifi. Let's just jump down the pack a bit and see how Bruma's getting on. Currently in 7th place. I cannot see where his teammate Default is. He's 2 places behind. Bruma is trying to make a move on Castle, but Castle, of course, is one of our fastest racers as well, and he will definitely put up a hell of a defense. Jumping up to the battle between 4th, we've still got Max and Iceman Kimmy engaged in the battle. That's Tag Her Phoenix Race Lab versus the Rich Energy Golden Arrows of Maximus, who is the team captain. Jan, how long until Iceman Kimmy makes a move, or is Max going to make a move on Vilsek now? He's looking at around the outside into the last corner at turn 18. Can he do it? No, he cannot. He stood it. Actually, Vilsek has dropped back. Vilsek's dropped back 1 position, and Max has got that, but Vilsek's going to have the inside line as they go into turn 1. There's a lot of contact between these drivers. They need to keep it clean, and they're about to go 4 wide, it looks like, into turn 1, and Bruma dive bombs these drivers, and he pushes Maximum wide. Max has been pushed wide there, and Bruma's just squeezed his way past Vilsek too. Definitely need to see a replay of that, because Max is not going to be happy. I'm going to jump to that replay now, actually, and see exactly what went on. So here comes Bruma. You see there's a lot of contact between these drivers ahead. Castle and his teammate Iceman Kimmy. Iceman Kimmy losing out a bit. Bruma breaks very late, and he understeers. I'm not sure if there was contact. There was definitely contact with Vilsek there, however. But we're going to jump out of this replay and see what's happening in the race right now, because there is still a battle going on between Bruma. His teammate Shane has now jumped him, and now Shane is trying to make a move on Vilsek. These default guys are not taking any easy racing here. They are taking as many chances as they possibly can, and now Shane and Bruma are engaged in a bit of a battle, bit of contact between these two. Oh no, and the default cars wipe each other out of the race. They're currently in 10th and 11th. Only Maximus behind, who's about to make some moves. There goes Maximus. He's now ahead of Shane. Tragedy at the default garage today as Ash Wilson spins there as well. You can see him recovering his car, trying to get it back round on track. Jumping up to 1st place, it's still Super Bounty ahead of Vilsek currently, and that means Vilsek has jumped Fifi. But what happened with the default cars there? This is not their day. There's only 22 laps. We've already done 2. There's only 20 to go. They've got a long way to go. Or we may see a new winner, at least for the last 3 races. It could be Super Bounty. BWT's first win. Wouldn't that be a sight? Now, Vilsek is... Fifi's not letting Vilsek get away. He's made a bit of a mistake there, so I may have given him a bit of the commentator's curse at turn 16 and 17 there. He's just coming up to turn 18 now, which is the final corner. Left-hander, another turn where it brings you on camber and you can turn in nice and easily. Really strange if you do get understeer there. It means you broke a bit too late, but now Bagpuss has overtaken Fifi. Is Bagpuss on for his first podium here today? If it was, that would be absolutely amazing. Now, Fifi's looking to make a move back on Bagpuss, but Bagpuss has the inside line. He cuts the corner a fair bit, actually, but track limits aren't that big of an issue here in terms of awarding penalties, so expect to see a few drivers cutting a few corners. Now, Fifi is still following Bagpuss. Fifi has a lot of pace around this track. It's nice to see, but again, as soon as I mention his name, he goes off track. Really sorry about that curse there, Fifi. But we'll stick with Bagpuss and Iceman. Let's see if anyone else is close. Oh, there's a big battle going on. A big train, actually, from 5th all the way down to 9th currently. Maximus has moved up to 8th place. That means he's just made a move on Fifi. Fifi dropping down, and then Bruma is now behind Maximus as well. Bruma's looking to make that move on Fifi too. He has got that position change done, and he's now back up to 9th place. Now, where is Shane? Shane is in 12th place right now, right at the back of the pack. He's 17 seconds off the lead. He has a lot of work to do if he wants to get another race win here, but it looks like it's just going to be a bit too hard for him at the moment, as Ash Wilson is ahead of him in 11th place, who's slightly off pace as well. And moving up to 10th place, we've got Fifi now. He was just racing in 4th this last, well, on this lap, I believe, and he's dropped all the way back down. But it's still Bounty leading Vilsec by a comfortable margin of 1.2 seconds currently. Great start to the race so far, and I'm going to jump down to 3rd place because that is where this train begins, and this is where Bagpuss is about to get overtaken by Iceman Kimi as they're going through the fast right-hander at turn 14, coming up to the slow right-hander at turn 15. It's a really, it seems like a really long corner here, but it's actually 2 corners, 15 and 16, both around 90-degree turns, 16 a little bit more than 90 degrees. But here comes Bagpuss. Now, let's see the distance between Kimi. It's only 0.2 of a second. Bagpuss has got a half a second penalty as well, possibly for cutting corners, so he's going to have to lift soon. And there, Iceman has taken that position back, and he is up into 3rd, and Bagpuss is down into 4th. But there's his teammate Mary, as you can see, the other Block and Calls driver here, chasing Castle down the road, and behind him is Lika. So, I expect to see a lot of position changes at the moment, and we've got someone just coming out of the pits as well. I'm not quite sure who that is, but I will just stick with these guys for now. So they are just coming through turn 3 now, approaching the right-hander at turn 4. Ooh, Mary goes into the back of the Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab, I think that was, and he's lost out 4 positions now as Maximus is climbing back up the leaderboard into 7th place currently. A lot going on here, guys. I imagine there's going to be a fair amount of penalty reports too, because there's been a lot of contact and a lot of people crashing into each other and pushing each other off the road. But we're going to jump back up to 1st and see it's now Vilsec. I'm sorry I missed that. Let me just see if I've got a replay of that. No, he's already overtaken him, so Vilsec is now currently leading. Vilsec could be looking at his 2nd GTS win here, with Super Bounty trailing him 1.7 seconds down the road, and Iceman Kimi behind him. Now, Iceman Kimi, we know in the Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab, is a very quick driver. Expect to see him make an overtake in a corner, because he is very consistent when it comes to picking the braking point, picking the racing line through the corners, and getting back on the throttle. He cuts the corner quite heavily there, and that gives them a huge boost to catch up to Super Bounty. It's going to be a bit unfair if he overtakes Super Bounty here, because he did cut the corner and he didn't get a penalty. But Super Bounty is still ahead for now, but now he has the inside line as they're going through this fast right-hander at turn 14. They're approaching these 2 right-handers at 15 and 16. Super Bounty is still ahead for now. Bagpuss is still yet to serve his penalty. We can see that at the back. But Super Bounty is doing a pretty good defensive job right now. So although Iceman Kimi is a very consistent and very clever driver, Bounty can match him when it comes to an attack versus a defense. Shane currently holds the fastest lap with a 1:55. And here comes Iceman now. Bounty switching left and right. He's chosen the inside line. Iceman Kim is looking to outbrake him. Can Bounty keep that inside line? He has kept the inside line, but Iceman's going to have the inside as they're going into turn 2, and he's got him. Iceman Kimi now up to 2nd place. That's another Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab podium for now. Super Bounty is going to get challenged by Bagpuss soon enough. Bagpuss only served 0.2 of his 5/10 penalty. He's still got a bit of lifting to go. Jan saying that's the track limits. I'll have to have another look at that when they get to turn 11, but it did look like he had all 4 wheels off the track, Jan. But I will have another look when they get back round. A little bit of contact here between Bagpuss and Super Bounty as Bagpuss reclaims that podium position, the final one, but he's now lifting slightly as he's trying to serve his penalty, and Super Bounty gets away, but he still has 0.2 left to serve. He's only served 0.3 here. So in that case, whilst he's waiting to serve his penalty, I'll jump a little bit further back and see how the hungover Lika is getting on right now. He's not doing a bad job. He's chasing a really fast driver, which is Castle. I think Lika has a little bit more pace track for track than Castle, but with his reduced performance today and Castle's continuous impressive driving, Lika's going to have a lot of work on his hands if he wants to try and overtake. Now, let's have a look at the track limits as they're going through this hairpin at turn 12. I don't know yet. I can see the white line, and it seemed like Iceman did cut it, but it's no big deal. A lot of drivers will be doing it here, so we won't be too strict on the track limits here. But oh, he's saying you can actually do that in some of the corners. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So we've got a bit of a battle going on between fourth. It's again Iceman Kimi battling the Bagpuss and battling the Super Bounty. Bagpuss a little bit of contact there, trying to pit maneuver. Castle a little bit. Oh, Castle's gone a little bit deep there actually, and Bagpuss is still maintaining his fourth place, but now Leek has jumped Castle. That's another Spinorama drama in the top 5. And look how close Iceman Kimi is to Vilsek right now as well. I will not miss another battle for first place, hopefully. So I'll stick with these two for now and see how they get on. So Iceman Kimi is just 3/10 behind the Spinorama drama of Vilsek, otherwise known as the Dolphin. It's going to stay around 3 or 4 tenths as they go through these really tricky parts of the track where you need to not be following someone to basically get enough speed through these corners to keep up, so it's a really tricky part. But they're going down the straight now. Iceman Kimi has reduced his gap to less than 2 tenths. Can he do it into the 2 left-handers at 5 and 6? He's looked from the inside line, but Vilsek once again has shown his superiority when it comes to picking braking zones, picking braking points, and picking the line. Jan is telling me that Castle is a bit hungover as well on the last surface. Yeah, me too. Me too. And Platypus is saying most of the corners can actually be cut pretty close as well. So fair enough, guys. You can see another corner being cut there, but no penalty. So it seems like the stewards have also hung over because they're not picking up any of these corner cuts today. So it should be good. And now Iceman Kimi has taken the lead. Vilsek went a little bit wide as they were going through turn 11 there. And Iceman Kimi has taken advantage of that immediately. And now they're coming up to the hairpin. Now Vilsek does like to brake very late coming into this hairpin at turn 12. And again, Iceman, I won't say cuts the corner, but takes a lot of curb, and now Vilsek has dropped down about 4 tenths of a second. So Iceman, Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab, is currently leading this race on lap 6. We are over a quarter of the way through. Well done, Iceman Kimi. Now, we've got someone really far back at the moment. It's Fifi. Fifi's not having the greatest of races right now. He is 38 seconds off the lead, and he's still got, 16 laps to go. So hopefully he can keep his morale up and just consider this to be training. Next season, we will have a lot more drivers split across the divisions that are more evenly paced. So you won't see, for example, Fifi racing with one of our fastest guys like Shane. He'll be battling a few of the other guys a bit further down, so the race can be as enjoyable for him. But we've got 2 cars spinning. I'm just trying to figure out who it is. There we go. It's Mary and someone else. Let's jump to the replay now and see what happened there. So Mary's in 8th place as he's coming around turn 15 and 16. There's a bit of a battle going on between Maximus and Lika, but Mary's currently ahead. Lika's come off track and Max has just moved around. And then, what happened there? That's Lika gone off as well. That's both Lika and Mary off the track. I am going to look for another replay there actually, because I just want to see what happened exactly. Let's jump back and see. So here comes Mary. Oh, Lika and Max are touching each other. Then they both get back on track, so they're okay. Now Mary is... Oh, I think Mary got a bit of grass there. Mary touched the grass and he collided with Lika. And now where's Lika? Lika spun, but he's back on track. Oof, that's super unfortunate. But let's see where Max is now. I think Max has moved up to 7th. Oh, he's in 5th place. Great job, captain of the Rich Energy Golden Arrows. Max is doing a hell of a job right now, keeping up with the rest of the pack. He's got a bit of a battle in front of him going on between Bounty and Bagpuss. He could take advantage of this, but look at Castle. Castle is not wanting... Oh, it's Iceman Kimi. Iceman Kimi has dropped down from 1st and feels like he's back in 1st. I've missed it again. I'm really sorry for watching those replays, guys. I'm not sure what happened exactly. I might be able to see what happened actually, but I'll wait to see them go through this hairpin. 3 wide, bashing each other like it's bumper cars here, and Bagpuss has picked up a 2nd penalty again. I don't think that was his fault at all. So let's see. I'll leave this battle for now, and I just kind of want to see. Oh, Super Bounty spun. He has spun. Unlucky Bounty. Let's hope he can get back onto track. There he goes. And he's now down in 8th place. Right. So let's jump to Iceman Kimi, who's currently in 3rd. And let's watch that replay from way back when. And let's see. No, we didn't catch it, unfortunately. We didn't catch it. So I'm going to jump back up to the lead. And I'm going to see Vilsek is currently 1.9 seconds ahead of Bruma, who's worked his way all the way up to 2nd place. So good job there, Bruma. Iceman Kimi is back up to 3rd right now. And Castle, the 2nd Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab, is in 4th. Now, we've got Shane in 5th place, so he has worked his way back up from back of the pack. As we've got another driver in the pits right now as well. And then in 6th place, we've got the Rod and Pollux of Ash Wilson, who's currently having a pretty decent race as well. He is one of our rookie drivers, but he does have pace. He has a lot of pace, in fact, and he's currently getting 8 points for his Rod and Pollux team there, so good job for you guys. And then a little bit further down, we've got a bit of a battle going on for 8th and 9th between Mary and Maximus. So Max, something happened to Max, and he went from 5th all the way down to 9th. Now, let's see if Max is pitted. Could that be it? He has just pitted. He's got soft tyres on, and he's got nearly a full tank of fuel, so that's why Max has moved down. Has Lika pitted too? He's got those soft tyres on, and he's got just under 3/4 of a tank of fuel there. Now there's a battle going on for 3rd and 4th right now, again between Shane and Castle. Again, Castle is a very fast racer, and he will give Shane a run for his money, keeping him behind. Shane's looking around the outside here as Castle moves back onto the racing line as he's going through, and he's made a bit of a mistake there, and Shane almost collided with him. I'm not sure if they actually touched, but they're both still okay for now. Platypus says that contact penalties are applied to the person who gets hit for some reason, so maybe we can remove Bagpuss's 1 second time penalty if he submits a report at the end of the race. But right now, it's kind of looking a little bit more spread out on track, but there are still battles going on throughout the entire track. We have a current battle going on for 8th place, which is between Max in 9th, Mary in 8th, and Lika in 10th place. Max is just 4 tenths behind Mary as they are coming up to turn 15 and 16 right now. While that's going on, I will just quickly check what the current team standings are to see who's battling who. So currently, Team Default are 366 points, and Spinorama Patronus Racing is in 321. So there is a battle going on between the 1st place right now. But Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab is on 294 points, so it can be argued as well that they're still in the contention to possibly take this victory for the Constructors Championship. Now, a bit further down, we've got a battle going on between Bock and Calls and the Rich Energy Golden Arrows. That's this battle we're seeing right now, actually. Maximus and the Rich Energy Golden Arrows versus the Bock and Calls of Mary. These guys are separated by only 33 points, where Bock and Calls are actually leading. So track points are currently crucial, and even a single point or two, which they're currently fighting for right now, will be crucial when it comes to the end of the season. Now, a bit further down, we have also got a battle between Rod and Pollux and GNL Porsche GT, but GNL Porsche GT have been disbanded, unfortunately, so they're not going to be racing anymore. So it's just whether or not Rod and Pollux can catch up to the BWT Racing Point Porsche GT3 team of Fifi, who currently has 83 points. And that's the current Constructors Championship, so there are battles going on all around, and it seems everyone is engaged in this race in the correct battle for that fight for the Constructors, which is great to see as well. So I'm going to jump back up to the battle for 5th place right now, which is between Ash Wilson, he's moved up one, Bagpuss, and then Vilsec. Vilsec has done the pit stop, of course. You can see he's on those fresh super soft tyres right now with 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Bagpuss has got a 1.1 second penalty, which will probably be removed, at least 1 second of it, as you see him abuse it, well, go off the track limits there again, but it's okay. Vilsec is now following Bagpuss. He is just 2 tenths behind. If he can keep this close behind when he gets into the final turn at turn 18, he will be able to make a move on him. Or, before that, Bagpuss may even be able to get Ash Wilson here, as Vilsec is eyeing up that inside line as they go through turns 15 and now 16. Vilsec being sensible and waiting until a perfect opportunity to take advantage of the tow and reduce the drag to overtake. Here they come into the final corner now at turn 18. They turn in, and Vilsec is just under 4 tenths behind, so he could do it here, but Bagpuss could also do it as well, because he's only 3 tenths, I think, behind. He's just under 3 tenths behind Ash Wilson. So who's going to break later? Bagpuss has broken a little bit later, and he's going around the outside, but he's got the overtake done. Bagpuss has moved up into 5th place. Well done, Bagpuss, and now Vilsec is going to make a move on the Rod and Pollux of Ash Wilson. But it doesn't look like he can get him yet, so this is going to allow Bagpuss to break away by a few tenths as Vilsec dive bombs, almost has contact with the Rod and Pollux there. Let's just jump to those two so we can see it, but Vilsec has now got ahead, and Ash Wilson is currently in 7th place. Ash and Astro will actually be joining us in F1 for Season 3 next season. I think they're going to be starting in D3 for F1 2020, but if they've got the pace, we could always slot them into D2 or D1 if they can master the no assist racing. I am going to jump down to this battle for 8th place right now, because it's still Mary and it's still Maximus, and Bock and Coles is currently in front of the team captain at Rich Energy Golden Arrows. Max has a lot of work to do to gain those extra 2 points that he'll get if he can get Mary's 8th position currently. So, first place is Iceman Kimi currently, who is going to pit in the next 2 laps because he's almost running out of fuel. He is currently leading by 6.7 seconds, whereas second place Shane also needs to pit pretty soon, but he's doing a lot better fuel management at the moment. And he is currently racing on those super soft tyres. In second place, 6.6 seconds behind, and behind them it's Kato, who always seems to have a lot more tyre wear than anyone else. He likes to drift, he likes to slide, he likes the power slide too, and this unfortunately affects his tyre wear a lot, and he's going to have to come into the pits very, very soon. Probably this lap, as you can see, he's understeering, he's not managing to turn enough into the corners, and he's going slightly off track. But for now, I will jump back to this battle between Bagpuss and Vilsek, because it's even closer now. It's 2/10 as they are going through turn 2 actually, so it is closer. It's going to be at the hairpin, I reckon, at turn 12 if Vilsek can stay behind. It looks like Bagpuss is actually struggling for a bit of grip too. I do hope he is okay there with his tyres. His tyres only look about 20% worn, so they should be okay. And Bagpuss is trying to do the switchback on Vilsek currently as they are coming up to turn 7. He can't do it, and Vilsek is going to break away now. I think Vilsek has got this covered now. Now, looking at this battle between Castle and Broomer again, Broomer's 3/10 behind as they're going downhill into this really nice curve at turn 12. Broomer's looking down the outside, and I think he's looking to do the switchback. He does have a little bit more speed there. I think he might have nudged Castle to give Castle a little bit of a boost, but currently Broomer is still behind. And Bagpuss has caught right up to the back of Vilsek again. Bagpuss looking around the outside as they go through turn 13 into turn 14. But now here is definitely not a place to overtake. You could look down the inside here, but again, Vilsek is a little bit too... he's always the last of the late breakers, Vilsek is, and he always manages to slow his car down just enough to get it turned in, keep that racing line, keep that optimal position, and pull away out of the corner, hitting the apex perfectly as well. Very solid driver. Now, we do have someone in the pits. It's Castle, it's Shane, and it's Iceman Kimi. So let's see if Shane can jump Castle in the pits here. We've got both Shane and Castle still in, and Shane has come out ahead. He's in 3rd place currently. He's side by side with Vilsek, and he's actually got Vilsek. Vilsek's looking down the inside though. They're going side by side. They're keeping it nice and clean as well. Vilsek currently has the inside, but Shane has the optimal drive out of turn 2, and he is currently leading Vilsek in 3rd place right now. A bit of contact between these two. They need to keep it a little bit cleaner than that. Vilsek just edging Shane out to the outside of the track there. Shane's not going to be too happy with him right now. Pingu, very nice of you to join us too. We've got Shane, we've got them both coming through 5 and 6 now. Again, Shane needs to stay this close and he could make a move. Shane's got fresh tyres, he has fresh super sauce. Vilsek has about 20% worn super sauce, and let's just look at Shane's fuel. Shane only has about 2 extra laps of fuel here as well. So Shane is again doing some amazing fuel saving. He's not putting enough in that any other driver could get to his required stint with. But here comes Shane now as they're coming down this 2nd back straight. He's going to have a huge toe. He's going to have a huge speed advantage by about a few miles an hour. Vilsek's moved to the right. He's chosen the inside line. Shane's going to try and do the switchback here, but it's just so easy to defend. And Shane goes round the outside, actually, and now he's got the inside line as they're going through turn 13. Can he get him? He can. Shane has pulled away, and he's up to 3rd place right now. That was textbook. Oh, Vilsek looking to do a dive bomb, I think, but I think he was trying to put him off. But that was a really textbook overtake there. It was very solid. Shane put his car exactly where it needed to be, and he managed to keep that outside line through 12, put him into a good inside position at 13, and then he has the right to just squeeze Vilsek off the racing line and take that optimal line. And now he's 1.3 seconds ahead already, as someone else is currently in the pits too. Now we've got a few guys pitting. We've got Ash Wilson pitting. Let's see what tyres he goes on to as we look at that Rodden Pollock's beautiful livery there. He's doing the refueling. He was on soft tyres previously. Let's see what tyres he's going on to. He's gone onto the soft tyres again. Now let's check on the guys at the back and see where they are. Oh, I think Fifi might have quit the race. I can't actually see him anywhere. He must have been so far back that he just gave up. I will quickly jump back to this battle between Bruma and Iceman, because Jan, I'm sure you're wanting to see how close Bruma is to the back of Iceman here. Iceman doing an absolute hell of a job to keep Bruma behind. And looking at the tyre wear as well, Iceman's just gone into the pits, I imagine. He's only got about 10% wear on his super soft tyres currently, whereas Bruma on his super softs has got about 33% wear on the fronts at least, and around 30% I would say on the rears. You can hear Bruma's tyres screeching as he's going through the corner. I'm not sure if he's just going too fast or whether he's losing grip or not, but the pack is bunched down a fair bit right now, so we'll stick with these guys unless I can see. There might be a bit of a battle going on here. Oh, there is. It's between Castle and Maximus again. So they go through 30, they go through 14. Castle's behind in the tag here, Phoenix Race led. Maximus, team captain in the Rich Energies Golden Arrows. He's coming up to turn 15 and 16 now. He's turning in. He's just a bit, the Castle's just a bit too close to him at the moment because it's really hard to follow, and that's messing up his racing line. But as he comes into turn 18, he's still got a nice run on him. Max going a little bit wide there, and Castle looks like he's carrying a little bit more speed as well. He's going to try and make the move now. Let's see if he can do it. Let's jump to the onboard and see how close he is. He must be about 1 car length behind at the minute. He outbrakes Max, and he's gone so deep into the corner, and he's hit the wall. He broke very, very late there. That was a bit of a silly move, but Maximus has now reclaimed that 4th place on the soft tyres that are about 35% worn again. And Max is, I think he's going to be looking at a top 5 at least today. Let's hope he can do that. Now, let's see how the battle's going on. Iceman, Bruma must have pitted because Iceman is now 3.9 seconds ahead of Shane. They're both on similar tyres, similar worn tyres at the moment. Iceman Kimmy is on the super soft tyres, and Shane is on the super softs too, but Shane has a little bit less fuel, I believe. Yes, he does. We know Shane is absolutely awesome when it comes to fuel management, so he will be able to get to the end of the race, I believe. Let's quickly jump down to 3rd. No battle going on at 3rd at least. Let's jump down to 9th. And Bagpuss still has that a penalty. Again, that's probably going to be removed, but he's got his teammate Mary in the block and calls behind him at the moment. Now they have just pitted. They might be, no, they won't be able to go to the end of the race with the amount of fuel that they currently have. They will have to pit again, and I imagine that they'll just go straight onto the super soft tyre. So we've got another driver in the pits. It's the BWT of Super Bounty. This should be... He's only on lap 11. What's going on here? Is that... His car's just... Has he retired his car in the pits? I'm really not sure what's going on here. I've never seen this before in GTS actually. But his car is just stuck there. It might be a glitch. He might just be stuck in the pits, unfortunately. Let me just quickly check Discord to see if he said anything. I think he's experienced a glitch and he's just stuck in the pits. Anyway, meanwhile, we've got Mary again still following his teammate below. Oh, we've got a comment. Let's see if someone's going to tell me what that means. If you don't choose tyres, you can't or won't move. So maybe Bounty's just gone into the pits and abandoned the race. Best way to be out of the race without exiting and causing a lag spike. Clever. I see. So yeah, maybe he has just retired from the race there then. That's unfortunate, sorry, I can't speak at the moment. I'm going to jump down to the guys in, I think is it 8? It is 8, it's the Bottom Calls drivers. They are closest on track right now, so I'll stick with them for now and see if Mary's going to make a move on his team captain, Bagpuss, at the moment. Jan, moderate penalty, I think so. If he has, then I suppose so. Now, we've got someone else in the pits currently, it's Vilsek. Let's see where Vilsek comes out after he pits. He's currently in P4. He is refueling now. He's changed his tyres. He's going to come out on the super soft guys. I think that's what he'll come out on. He's all the way down in 8th place right now, but let's not forget that most people above him will have to pit again. But he has come out in... He's come out in 8th place behind that battle between the Bot and Calls drivers. So Vilsek's going to have to overtake these two, which is going to slow him down a bit, and maybe the guys in front of him or behind him may be able to gain a bit more time in cleaner air, and they may even jump Vilsek in the pits here. He's put in 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He's got 6 laps to go, so that will definitely be enough to get him to the end of the race. He's 1.9 seconds behind the Bach and Calls drivers at the moment, so he's not going to be suffering too much from the dirty air that's in front of him. I'm going to jump back up to Iceman Kimmy. Sorry for the silence there, I was just checking on Discord. I'm going to jump up to Iceman Kimmy and Shane now. Iceman Kimmy's got about 30% of tyres worn. That's maybe around 25%, maybe 30%. And Shane is now looking around the outside of him with around 20% worn on the front, 25 or 30 on the rears. And he is just currently 4/10 behind. So these guys are going to pit again. Shane's got 1 lap of fuel left. Iceman Kimmy's just got over 1 lap, so Iceman Kimmy could theoretically go 2 more laps, but let's see who's going to come into the pits first. I'll stay with these guys for now because I think they're both going to come into the pits at the same time here. Iceman is still leading. I'm not sure where Brumer's going to be. Oh, there's Brumer. He's just coming round turn 3 now, so Iceman should have Brumer covered here as well, I think. They want to stay out as long as possible to make sure that they don't waste time refueling. Let's hope they can do it. Shane is now looking down the inside, well the outside, sorry, as they come up to turn 12. Iceman Kimmy just has it looks like he's carrying like 1 mile an hour extra speed. But we've seen the default car make a move around here before. Is he going to go around the outside again? No, he's not. He is going to stay behind him for now. He's looking to peak around the outside now, actually. Inside, sorry, when they come through turn 13 and 14. And he's done it. So Shane is in first place. Iceman Kimmy's down in the second, but I imagine they're both going to pit now. So this is really going to come down to who can make the quicker pit stop. Let's see who it's going to be. They're both coming into the pits, as predicted. Who's going to come out first? I will jump to Shane because he was leading. He's refueling now. And he stopped. Didn't look like he put that much in, but he's come out in first, and Iceman has come out behind him. Now, where's Brumer? Brumer's got enough to go to the end of the race, but his tyres aren't that healthy right now. He's got 4 laps to go, and he's got about 25% worn on the right and 33% worn on the left. Let's hope he can make it. Now, jumping back up to the battle for first place, Vilsek has moved up to 5th place now, as we saw the both Bach and Calls pit. Ash and, well, just Ash, I believe, needs to pit again. Let's just check that quickly. He does need to pit again, so Vilsack's going to retake 4th place. The question is will he be able to catch up with Bruma? I don't think Bruma's going to pit again. Now, Iceman has not allowed Shane to escape. He's still only 6/10 behind. If Iceman can stay with Shane, he could get him here. It would be amazing to see Iceman Kimi win this race ahead of Shane. But it would still be interesting and amazing to see Shane win yet another race. But Iceman Kimi is putting up a hell of a fight right now. They've just flown through turn 12. We've got Bruma behind them there, just going through turn 12 now. And then we've got Vilsack just approaching turn 12. So I think Vilsack is going to have to be satisfied with 4th place after the Rod and Pollux of Ash Wilson pits here. That's going to be 58. That's going to be 12 points for Spinorama Drama. Much needed points as well if they're considering reducing this championship gap that's currently there, dominated by Team Default. And the gap's still around 6/10. Now, I wonder if Shane is doing his ever famous fuel management strategy, because we know these drivers have run out of fuel in the race before. Vilsack almost jumped one of them when Bruma ran out of fuel in Tsukuba, which was a go-kart track, believe it or not. But yeah, now it looks like this battle's not going to develop too much in the near future. I am going to jump down to this battle for 7th right now, because it is still Max and Castle battling each other for 6th place currently. Now, someone is in the pits, so they're going to jump up a few places now. Max is in 8th place, Castle's been bumped up to 7th. And has Bagpuss pitted yet? He has, and Bagpuss has come out in 6th place. Solid job by Bagpuss there. Ash is still going to have to pit, let's not forget. Oh no, he's pitted. Ash is actually pitted already, so he's in 5th place currently. Mary's looking to make a move on Max right now. He was looking around the outside there, but Max just let his car drift to the left slightly to prevent an attack. Now here they come through turn 7, through turn 8. A beautiful set of S combinations here through turn 9 and 10 and 11, and the gap is 0.4 of a second, so he could actually do this. Mary could fight back and take that 8th place from Max currently. Gonna jump back up to 6th place. It's still Bagpuss with a 1 second penalty that's probably going to get removed, let's not forget that. And then we've got Ash in 5th, Vilsack 9 seconds behind Bruma. Bruma is a bit too far behind to battle for 1st place right now, so I will jump back up to 1st and 2nd. It's still Shane and it's still Iceman. 1.1 seconds separates them, and they've just got 2.5 laps to go. I think this is Shane's victory, guys. What do you think? As we see Mary jump someone in the pits there. I'm not sure who it was, but they've now moved up. Oh, it's Super Bounty, of course, in the pits. He hasn't moved up. He's still in 9th place. So the front two guys are just going down that back straight into turn 12 now, the big downhill and the hairpin. And is that 5 and 6? Yeah, it's still Bagpuss battling at the rear of Ash Wilson here. I think Ash is going to secure 10 points to Ron and Pollux here. I think Bagpuss is just a bit too far behind. Ash needs to make sure he keeps it more than a second, because Bagpuss's 1 second time penalty may be getting removed here. And still, this battle for 8th place is still on.
It's now, though, Max versus Mary. Castle has pulled away slightly as these guys are about to cross the line, first and second, to start lap 21 out of 22. You can see them there now crossing the line. Shane is currently 1.4 seconds ahead, so he's pulled out another 0.4 of a second on Iceman Kimi. I think this is Shane's victory, guys. Unless I jinx him somehow, Shane is going to run away with this one. But let's not take anything away from Iceman Kimi. He's had another really consistent, really fast drive, and he's managed to keep up with the fastest guy in our division right now, Shane, and he's currently going to pick up 18 points for Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab. Shane currently holds the fastest lap with a 1:53.869. And again, this battle for 8th place is still, 7th place, sorry, is still going on. Max has dropped down behind Mary now as well. So Max is looking at just 2 points for the Rich Energy Golden Arrows. And Bagpuss and Mary, both of whom are the biggest rivals to Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab right now, will be extending their lead over the Rich Energy Golden Arrows. So Max needs to do something. He needs to do something quick if he wants to bring that gap down a little bit. Mary's drifting and sliding almost as he's come into contact with Castle there, and he's allowed, I think he's just slammed the brakes on and just allowed these guys to pass because he made a bit of a mistake here. But let's just check where Shane and Iceman Kimi currently are. They're just coming up to turn 15 and turn 16 to almost start their final lap. Just 3 more corners to go. They've just gone through 16 now, approaching this really long left-hander 17, full throttle, and then again you can stay on the throttle all the way down to turn 18, which they're coming up to now, which is the end of the current lap and the start of the next. And the next lap, of course, is going to be the final lap. So unless Shane makes a mistake, another solid race win. Now I'm just going to quickly jump down the field a little bit and see if there's any more battles going on. It's still Max and it's still Castle Racing. These guys are magnets to each other right now. They do not want to let each other go. Their cars are just attracted to one another. Here they go into turn 15. Max looks like he's struggling a little bit with these almost half-worn soft tyres. Mary is a bit too far behind to make a move on Max, but he's not too far behind to make a move on Iceman Kimi. But we do have currently Max in P7. Now, going back up to the race lead, we've got Shane 1.1 seconds ahead right now. So Iceman is still putting up a good job to try and keep him at bay. But you can see how much fuel Shane's got. He's probably switched to the highest engine mode right now, and he's burning as much fuel as possible to keep his car light and in control. They've just made it through turn 12, just 6 more corners to go. And we'll quickly jump to see where Brummer is. Brummer's in 3rd place. Vilsek, that's no Spinorama drama on a podium for the first week in a few races. He's going to be finishing in 4th, collecting 12 points for his team, a much needed 12 points, let us not forget. But I am going to jump back up to the race lead right now. And where's Brummer? Oh, Brummer's still a bit far behind. It's just Shane and it's just Iceman Kimi here at the moment. So here comes Shane now on the run down into the final corner at turn 18. He started all the way down in last place. He has finished all the way up in 1st place. Another fantastic performance by Shane there as he crosses the line and picks up another 26 points for Team Default. Next up is going to be Iceman Kimi taking up 18 points for the Tag Heuer Phoenix Race Lab. Jan, you must be very proud of your driver there. Next up, it's going to be GR Brummer. He's going to pick up the final podium spot and a solid 15 points for Team Default. Shane still currently has the fastest lap. Now, Vilsek is currently under a little bit of pressure from Ash Wilson here, which is really nice to see. Ash is currently trailing him just 5 tenths down the road, but they are coming up to the final corner now. Ash has gone a little bit too deep there. He's come off track slightly, and Vilsek is going to take that 4th place. 12 points for Spinorama. Well done, Vilsek, as we see Ash cross the line as well and finish in 5th place, picking up the final top 5. 10 points. Moving a little bit further down, it's Bagpuss who is serving his penalty at the moment. He has crossed the line in 6th place, so nice 8 points to Bagpuss. And it's going to be Maximus ahead of Mary actually as he crosses the line and takes P7. That's 6 points, sorry. That's 4 for Mary, that's 2 for Castle. And in last place is going to be Lika with 1 point for Spinorama. Well done, guys. Now, Bounty is still in the pits, of course, and the session is going to end, I think, in the next 1 minute or so. So, guys, thanks for joining. What an absolutely fantastic race. I'm sorry I've been a bit quiet. I've got a banging headache, but I'm just trying to power through. Hopefully the next race we'll have a few more battles that will re-engage me. But see you in about 15 minutes, guys, or 12 minutes, sorry, for race 2. I'll start a new stream for that one. Thanks for joining, and I'm just going to wait here until the race ends so I can grab the final standings. Thanks, guys.